And we are live with the one and only Mr. Mark Victor Hansen and Preston Weeks. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
And me. And me, of course. I'm grateful that you're here. So, hey, I thought we would jump on here and talk about this event that is coming up here in a couple of days. Preston, you wanna lead the way? I'll give you full screen, man. Look, check this out.
Wow.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
There. So we're putting on. I'm putting on with my business partner Eldon Hassa the Power of You event. We put together 20 of the world's greatest leaders, the brightest minds, the best people out there to come and to teach people, to uplift people, to help people, to give you the tools that you need to get ahead tomorrow, to give you tools that you need to stay calm, stay focused in life, do everything that you need to do. And so that's what we're coming to do. That's what we're delivering at the Power of You event. The lineup is just incredible. The speakers are absolutely phenomenal. And I can't say more. And all three of us will be speaking at that event. All three of us will be speaking at the event. So we're here with the Mark Victor Hansen, who's the #1 author in the world. Chicken Soup for the Soul books, 1 Minute Millionaire, Aladdin Factor, Richest Kids in America. I could go on and on and on, but I don't. He's got a good enough smile already. So ask. Most importantly, ask. Yeah, the bridge from your dreams to your destiny. You have a book, and the list goes on. It's hundreds, literally hundreds, and 59 New York Times #1 bestsellers. It's absolutely amazing. He's absolutely a genius. He's phenomenal. He's coming to inspire people, to teach people.
And we're getting, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see it, but I've been so blessed to write 318 books, and some of my peers are coming on there and saying, "Who is Mark Victor Hansen?" And I want to talk about some of the other people on the program with us. It is amazing, and we're very thankful. We're overly blessed. But I'll just do one right now, and then we can talk about any one of them you want. But Preston, Ken, and I are close friends with a guy who created a little thing called Price Club. And if you ever go through an airport, ticket thing, his name is Jeff Hoffman. He is a great person, a superb speaker, a best-selling author, a genius businessman. And he teaches you very simple stuff like find a problem, fix it, scale it, make a vast fortune, and then go do a great deal of good. And he has little partners that like Pitbull and stuff like that he is willing to change all of Latin America's 500 million population and make them go up. This guy there's a term called mensch. It means you got it together, know you got it together, and your results just start clicking. That's what we want to do. And we're just so thankful that so many people are coming online with us. We want all of you to be there. Here's what Plato said before I give up the platform and my bully pulpit, ladies and gentlemen. Plato said, I'm having so much fun today, I can't even stand it. I should reach 4 people to enjoy this. Plato said, whoever controls the narrative controls the future. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put up the sign so you all get to look at who the best narrators are, who the best podcasters are, who the best thinkers are. It's going to escalate, elevate your thinking. It's going to help you transform your life from good to phenomenally good. And we're doing this for people literally around the world. And I can tell you, it's going to be more fun, more enlightening, and more illuminating than anything you've ever done before.
Hopefully I don't have to follow that. Holy crap. What the heck? Well, I should have gone first so we could just keep moving up in intelligence. So look, I am, and look, there's Troy Aberley. You know Troy. Mark referred me to Troy and his son. So I have a graphic I'll throw up on the screen here. Let me. So
that press really quick talk through who's who there.
Yeah.
So we have Dr. John DeMartini. He's absolutely incredible. He's one of the top human behavioral specialists. He was in The Secret, and he's coming to teach. We've got Paul Allen. Paul Allen is one of the founders of Ancestry.com, and he's also got a company called Soar.com, and we're actually bringing a totally new technology to the event. It's amazing. So we actually partnered with them. And so what I want to do is bring real value, right? I want to bring real value to people. I want to make changes in people's lives. I want to bring people that matter, to bring topics that'll make a difference in people's lives, right? It's kind of like with Mark's mission a little bit. But we want to take that and have it be usable. A lot of times people go to an event and they're confused. They forget what happened. They forget what everyone talked about. They're inspired in the event, but they go, oh, what did Mark say about publishing? What did Ken say about, what programs do I need to, go live that I can use to, use in my business to get ahead? And we're putting the whole entire event into a searchable AI index that you can actually go and access in the event after the post event. And so you can search these topics and it'll drop you right back into the speech where they're speaking about that topic. So it's the most amazing thing ever. It'll actually give real deep value that you can use the entire rest of your life. But Paul is helping us bring that. So he's one of the incredible people. We've got Jennifer K. Hill. She's just absolutely phenomenal. She was actually a student of Mark's a long time ago. We got Arthur Samuel Joseph. He's a human expert on the voice. Like you said, Jeff, we've got Dr. Dane here, and he is so cool. He's going to be actually doing a live session with someone there. So one of the people will be able to go and get live coaching from him right there. We've got Meredith Walker from X Prize Foundation. So we all just saw the space race, right? So Meredith, their company X Prize is the company that funds those crazy ideas like how to go to space. And their project was the foundation project for Sir Richard Branson's space travel that he just barely completed. So I mean, the lineup, it just goes on and on and on. I mean, we've got Roland McCarthy. He's the head of the Heart Math Research Center. He's absolutely a genius. Sarah McCrum, Gary Malkin, and Dr. Bradley Nelson, and Eldon Hassa, my business partner. Eldon is amazing. He's a guru. He's one of the top coaches in London. He's this center of energy and calm. I've worked with him for the past year, and you're just going to love these people. They will change your life. They will literally change your life. Everyone here in this event can change your life, and they're going to bring tools, and they're going to bring real usable things that you can deploy.
Hey, Mark, can you turn your volume down a little bit? I think we might be getting feedback from
there. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to give feedback. I will give you feedback though. Everything the president is understated. And what happens is, my cliche is you become like the people you hang out with. So if you hang out with average people, you become average. If you hang out with losers, you become losers. If you hang out with geniuses, and some of the people here are absolutely genius. Now, a lot of definitions for genius, but when I was in graduate school, my teacher, Bucky Fuller, said, all of us are geniuses and we get unplugged going through life. What we're going to do at this wondrous summit is we're going to plug you back into the greatness, the goodness, the glory, the opportunity, the future that you desire and didn't know that you could do. And we're going to help you rise higher and higher, because we're going to have you ascend in consciousness, because you're going to make some decisions. Your subconscious will make the provision. You're going to have some visions that will materialize and be realized. And we are thankful that you're going to come, because this is, as Preston and Ken said, a life transformative seminar. Because when you change, the Apostle Paul said, be transformed by the self-renewing of your mind. We're going to help you transform your mind from good to phenomenally good, from sick to healthy, from unsuccessful to very successful. And we're going to give you literally solid principles like what Crystal and I wrote in the book. It teaches you step by step how to ask and get from your bridge to your destiny. That's just part of what I'm going to teach. and Press has got to bind his desk. And it is going to be, and look at, says Ken, he's showing my book rather than his own. That's wonderful. He can show his own that day. And the day is going to, look, my life is expressively good because the only thing you can take with you when you do transition out of physical form is your memories. Therefore, this is going to open you up to having memories that are defining moments toward your destiny so you can be in time, like Patricia Watson says right now, going to a defining moment because it's going to be time to soar. And that's Paul Allen. Let me just do one hit on Paul Allen. When Bob Allen and I wrote the 1 Minute Millionaire, and what we said was there's a million ways to make a million. There's one right, perfect, easy, acceptable way to everyone. Paul Allen, we came out with this book October 17th, 2001, right after 9/11. Paul Allen let us send out 3 million emails. That's before spam hit. And we sold so many books so fast. We've now sold 3.6 million. We sold so many books so fast, we crushed Amazon thanks to Paul Allen. And we're not talking about Paul Allen with Bill Gates. We're talking about Paul Allen, Ancestry.com. It happened so fast, we get a call from Jeff Bezos himself. It says, you guys, how many are there who run this company? I said, well, there's my co-author, Bob, and Bob Allen, and then there's our inside marketing guy, Tom Painter. And he said, good, I'll give you 3 first-class tickets. Show up here tomorrow. They had better security than this Pentagon. And he said, how did you guys melt me down? I said, well, here's what you did on TV. You're saying I own Amazon and I can sell more books. That I can print more books than anybody can sell or publish, and my system's invincible. Well, Bob Allen, God bless him, had written Challenge. And Bob Allen said, hey, I said, Bobby, I think he's challenging you. And I said, let's melt him. So we did. And we gave, enormous $250 worth of my stuff, Bob's stuff. And we got so many orders so fast because it used to come on at 7:30 and be done at 11 that it melted Bezos. That's why he needed us to come. And I know he's gone into space today. So I don't want to besmirch or beat him up because he's a genius. There's no question. But ladies and gentlemen, you need to get with these people. You need to meet them because your network creates your net worth. And I want you to have a big, healthy net worth. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, I want to point out something that's absolutely mind-boggling. It's free. This is a free, it's free. Go first, please share this out. No matter, I don't care what platform you're on, there's a share button. You just click the share button. And Mark, something, and we won't go into the whole story, but Mark, I called Mark and Crystal a couple months ago and told them something that happened. It was a miracle. I mean, it was an absolute miracle, something that happened for me and my family. And Crystal, I think she was in tears. It sounded like she was crying. I didn't see her, but it sounded like it. And she said, you know why, Ken? This is the universe paying you back because you give so much without expecting anything in return. One of the things I always do is I try to, with people like Mark Victor Hansen and Crystal and Ed Milet, whose show you were just on, and Grant Cardone and the great thought leaders of the world, when I see that they're doing a live stream and promoting something or whatever it is, I always share their content. Always share their content. And as a result, it's gotten me a lot of attention. And so I'm encouraging everybody watching, just click the share button, share this out with your friends and your family. You may know one person that needs to change their life. It may be the person in the mirror. It may be somebody that you don't like.
Yeah.
That needs to change. And so make sure you share this with them at least, but share this out with everybody. I really, there's Jim Packard. Do you know Jim Packard, Mark?
I don't think so. Hi, Jim. Nice to have you listening to us. So
he's quite a guy. I'm sure that you probably have crossed paths with him. If you've ever bought a coffee cup at a gas station and put a plastic lid on it, that plastic lid You made him money. He owns the patent on that.
Jim, I love people that do IP, intellectual property, and I hope to meet you. And we've got a lot of your stuff in our cupboard, as Preston knows. Ken, how much of your story that you were just telling were you willing to go? Because everybody that comes to this summit is going to get a miracle, I predict. And yes, I wrote the book called The Miracles in You, but miracles are omni-available because Einstein, my teacher, was Buckminster Fuller. His teacher was Albert Einstein. Albert said either everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle. I believe everything's a miracle, like Albert did.
Amen.
Are you willing to share that story, or is that imposing?
Well, I'm gonna share it in writing, but I'll absolutely. You want me to share it now?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll give a brief summary of it. How about that? I can't go into details, but my wife and I were trying to, several years ago, made some really bad decisions, hurt my credit a little bit, and getting it back. It's, coming back, but we needed to rent a house for a while. And during this crazy housing thing going on, the doctor that owned the house that we're in said, "Hey, we need to sell." And I'm like, okay. I don't know what to do. And I was talking to Mark one night, and Mark seemed confident that things would work out, and even offered maybe some opportunity there. But anyway, long story short, we were about 30,000 shy of being able to buy this house. And I had been in close communication with Mark and Crystal, and they were really encouraging, and again, even offered some potential help that didn't end up working out. But the short of it is, this one particular night, I said, I can't live like this. I can't live with this kind of pressure and stress. It's freaking going to give me a heart attack. I can't do this anymore. And so I was sitting here in my office, and I literally bowed my head. I folded my hands, and I said, "God, I give up. This is yours. I cannot handle this. Your will be done, not mine. I'm going to just keep pushing forward and give it everything I have." And I swear it was the next morning at 11:30, my doorbell rang, and I won't go into details, but there was a friend, not a close friend, but a friend, standing on the front porch. And she said, "Could you come out here? I'd like to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." And so I walk out there, and then my wife comes walking out, and this lady says, "I understand that you're having trouble coming up with $30,000. And I said, "Well, we came up with it, but then there was another 30 that ended up coming up in the whole thing to close on this. And we are, I just don't know what we're going to do." And she said, "Well, I don't know how to put this, but I have a lot of money." I said, why are you telling me this? And she says, "Well, it's a long story, but I prayed, and when I found out, and God told me to help you. And so I have a check being sent by my financial guys for $30,000. And when it gets here, it's yours." And I said, "What? Why?" And she said, "Because I am a Christian, and it's my responsibility to help other people that need help, and that's what I'm doing." And my wife was in tears. I was choked up pretty bad, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know. Wow. And she said, "You just keep doing what you're doing." And I mean, it just completely, my wife and I walk back into the house. My front door is right out those doors, and on the left, or to the right, I mean, and we come in and she sits down here in my office with me, and I looked at her and I go, did that just happen? Did that just happen? Like, how did that happen? What? I don't even know. Like, and Mark, I think you were the very first person that I called. I said, dude, you're not going to freaking believe what just happened. I know.
Found on Amazon.
I know. I mean, it was like, I could not believe, and I didn't want to give away all the details of the conversation you and I originally had, because at first I was like, well, I'm just not there yet to be able to buy a house and you know, all of that. And you know, it's mind blowing what happens when you learn how to surrender, and I mean, fully surrender. Have you ever been in that place where you just like, I give up. You know what? I thought I had a little bit of something going on, but I have nothing. I'm nothing. You know, I was just like, I give up. And it was just a miracle. It was an absolute mind-blowing miracle.
No, well, the reason I wanted you to share that, Ken, and thank you for doing it. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you got enough detail out of it to understand that miracles aren't just 2,000 years ago or 6,000 years ago. They are now. They are here. And when you change your consciousness, change your prayer life, ask right, you're going to meet the right people for the right reasons to get the right results right here, right now. And some of you, quite honestly, I've been there. I know Ken's been there. I know Press been there, where you hang on by your fingernails and you think, well, you're making fun of me. No, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, look, you got to get out of a victim attitude into a victor attitude. And yeah, my middle name's Victor. And when I ran for student body president, it was Mark a victory with Hansen. And everyone goes, oh, that's silly. But it worked for me. Anyhow. And what we did is, all we did is give, Zig Ziglar would call it, from a checkup from the neck up to Ken. He changed his thinking. And the other guy that's on here is that Brian Hess just said he does have miracles happening in his life if you just pay attention. And Brian's had a lot of miracles in his life, and he is a dear friend of all of ours. Yeah. And I'm amazed that a guy that is doing the most asphalt right now in America for all the Walmarts and everything else has time to come on our show. But ladies and gentlemen, not only are you going to hear from the people, you're going to hear from the people that know the people, and you're going to hear some names. And I want you to take copious notes, because Ken got his house, his wife and he were in tears. Everything worked out sublimely well. When, if he'd had, attitude is everything. And the cliche is, of course, attitude gives you altitude in business life. If you say, well, it's not going to work, and oh, poor me, and ain't it awful, you are ready to crash and burn. And by the way, I did crash and burn once and lost $2 million in a day. So I'm clear what that looks like back in 1974. And check the book on the library. How to go bankrupt by yourself. Because I was asking, what if I go bankrupt? Wrong question, wrong result. Long term, it was the right result. And so some of you are going to get revectored on this, and you're saying you're having fun at my expense. No, Robin Williams said it right while he was alive. He said, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing near you. And, ladies and gentlemen, the point of life is, the purpose of life is to have joy. I mean, that's what the whole Bible does. Two things 365 times. The one he just covered was fear not. 365 times. That's not an accident. That's one time every day. You're supposed to say, I'm full of fear, and you don't understand how it is. Fear not. Just remember, that's what the big B says, and big G says in big B. So how's that? And if you don't know what those two initials are, you got to go back to earlier seminars. And then we're having too much fun. And so the other thing is, have a joyful heart, and it's stated again 365 times. So you're supposed to get rid of fear. You're supposed to be a joy. You're supposed to be going towards your, back to what we said in this book, every one of you is born with a destiny, and it's a great destiny. And it's not necessarily what you work, because Brian's saying, be careful what you ask for, because it usually comes if you ask the wrong question. The point is, you're going to get what you want, and all of us are supposed to ask bigger, better, smarter, healthier, more robust stuff with biceps and triceps, metaphorically speaking. So look at how guns on that guy. Those guys, this guy, well, you can't see it with the shirt on, but I work out every day. The point is that there's wonders out there for you to achieve, and the world needs each one of us to come out of this COVID confinement cocoon break through by asking the right questions, and go to higher heights than we've ever done. And Robert Brooker just said, amen. See, we let those Baptists into this meeting.
We had two. I mean, what both of you guys are talking about is every major successful entrepreneur I know has gone through a major failure. But the reason that they are successful or that they are who they are today is because they didn't quit. They didn't give up. They kept pushing. And, right now, a lot of people are going through that. A lot of people are going through that in the world. A lot of people are going through that pressure zone that you felt in that experience that you were talking about earlier, Ken. And, all these people that are going through those things right now in life, right? They're feeling that. But that's the purpose of why we're doing this on this week. So it's Thursday, Friday, the Power of You event, because the power of you is to give you right now that's listening here every single tool, every single thing that you need to get to the next level or to move up. And if you've gone through something or you're going through something right now where we've gone through change, right? Everyone, I don't care where you are. Last year we went through change. You can add a lot of different things that pop into your head on what that is. But everyone went through this change, and some of those people went through it easier than others. Some of those people rose up and were really great. And some of those people have really gone through a hard time or really had to go through some major changes that have been uncomfortable or difficult, or they're still trying to get off the ground. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to help those people, help everyone, and uplift humanity, because it's my belief that if we can build the foundation of people and make the foundation of people strong, we deepen the roots of society and we grow up like trees that blossom into the world and make this future amazing and incredible and something that's worth, living for and fighting for and doing and pursuing.
I think that everybody watching, I think sometimes we get into, Mark, you said the word cocoon, the COVID, what'd you call it? The lockdown cocoon.
COVID confinement cocoon. Yep.
There you go. But I think outside of that, outside of the last year and a half, my previous 51 years on this planet, there were many times that there was no pandemic, but I felt like I was in this little cocoon all by myself, and that I could not get out. Like I didn't know what to do. And I think that, and I had the honor of seeing Dr. John DeMartini years ago out in New Mexico at the something on human transformation, but he's phenomenal. He is a phenomenal speaker. And so he's going to be there. There's going to be some amazing people. Mark Victor Hansen, who is having a lot of fun today, but man, when he gets on it, and he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. So
thank you.
I'm honored, literally honored to be a part of it. And I think everybody needs to go over to that website and get registered right now. It's free to join.
Yeah, it's totally free. And two, all the names, there's a lot of names on there that are not popular or you may not have heard of. Look those people up. I mean, every single person here is an all-star, absolute phenomenal all-star.
Yeah.
And from top to bottom. And we're bringing different angles of things. We're approaching life, comprehensively. I mean, and this is a global event too. So we've got leaders from, I've got a guru from India who's coming to open up the event and spend 30 minutes and it's amazing. So it's going to be inspirational. It's going to, be extremely, extremely valuable. And that's my hope, is just to help people. That's it.
I'll awesome. Just go back to John DeMartini. For those of you that don't know, he and I have been friends for 30 or 40 years. He was an extraordinary human being that was a drug addict. By the way, I'm telling a story he tells, so I'm not talking behind my dear friend's back. And he was a surf bum in Oahu, Hawaii. And one morning he goes down and sees this guy doing yoga who is 101 years old, and it's a guy whose daughter now runs it. It's Dr. Paul Bragg, and his daughter is Dr. Patricia Bragg. And he said, look, you could get off drugs by eating right, thinking right, doing right. And here's a guy who left his house at 14 because he was dyslexic, couldn't read. And now not only is John DeMartini written a lot of books, he does gigantic seminars all over the world, some of which I've done with him. But he's the only guy I know that has written over 7,000 goals in writing. And I'm the only other guy, and I wrote a book originally, Future Diary, a long time ago, that gets people started on writing their goals. And what's true is John and I are the only two people that have ever shared that many goals, and they just keep clicking. And this guy is an amazing storyteller. He's had an extraordinary life. He's got a phenomenal family, which I'm friends with all of them too. And the point is, because you become your ideas, and if you don't have any ideas, and somebody says, like I did a lot of seminars with Mr. Jim Rohn, who was a phenomenal seminar. He's passed away now, but when Jim was nobody from nowhere and did nothing in Idaho, his guy, Mr. Schill, said, well, show me your goals. He said, well, I don't have any. He said, well, if I have money, then I'll write goals. He said, no. You don't have any money, Jim, because you don't have any written goals. The minute you write down your goals and say you're more than the clothes on your back and the shoes on your feet, your life will change. And in that year, he made $1 million. Some of you have never come to a seminar like this that is transformative. And what I'm going to tell you is that the three things I teach in my businesses and all the companies I own is, number one, it's got to be inevitable that it's going to work. Two, it's got to be transformative. And three, it's got to be unique. I only write unique books that unique up on you, and they're inevitable to transform you. So, but you're going to love everybody that we've talked about. We've only talked about a few. But our lady from Portugal is just an amazing mind that talks to all of Europe every day in her podcast. So you can't miss this seminar. If you're going to take 2 days off from work, it'll be the best investment of 2 days of your life. With that, I'll pass it back to Ken.
I concur. I love saying that. It makes me sound so smart. I concur, Mark.
You concur so well.
If you don't have something to say, don't talk. Then just assume you're smart. Press, go ahead.
No, it is. Well, yeah, we just want to invite everyone here. We want to invite everyone here to join us for free. Share it to your network, because anyone you invite will thank you and they will appreciate it. They got nothing to lose, everything to gain. All these people, we've brought these people together. My partner, Eldon Hassa, and myself, we've brought this whole pool together of specially curated geniuses. Like literally, these are people that I love and are mentors of mine and friends of mine and, co-workers of mine, and but all an inspiration to me, all people that I look up to. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to teach. I'm excited to learn. So I'm coming with lots of expectations and hopes.
So just go over to formulaeq.com. Steve just registered. Go to formulaeq.com. Now, if you want to type out power-of-u-event, you don't have to. There's a little link right at the top of the page. You click on that and it takes you over to it. So would somebody mind typing that into the comments? If you type it into the comments on whatever platform you're watching from, just put that link in the comments so it's clickable for everybody else that's watching. If you would do that, I would be honored and grateful for that. And make sure you share this out, as our buddy Jeffrey Gittimer would say. Share this out with both of your friends.
Yeah.
I was with Muhammad Ali one time, and he said, if you have over 3 true friends during your lifetime, you are a person rich in relationships. And I can say that I've got over 3. And it's wonderful. But it's also true, because you don't know whether somebody is a real friend until the yogurt hits the fan. And then you'll be amazed. They escape faster than cockroaches when the lights come on. It just is amazing who stands strong with you. And you want to make sure that you keep those people really close to you, because there aren't going to be many of them.
You know what? I watched you and Crystal on Ed Milet's show from today.
Thank you.
Ed Milet, man, he was a little starstruck. I thought that was pretty cool, because he's like, you're one of my oh, I can't do Ed's deep. You're one of my mentors. He's got that really deep, but he's like, he was really edifying you. It was really cool. What?
By the way, not only did I love it, but it rushed our book sales to extraordinary heights on the book Ask. And I'd never met Ed. And since then, I found out a whole lot of stuff about him because everyone's saying, boy, I loved seeing you on Ed. And what happened is, for those of you who haven't seen this guy, he used to literally be a 98-pound weakling. And I don't know what he weighs now. I've not seen him physically except on the screen. But I'd say that he is solid. He's robust. He used to be a superstar in baseball until he had a little accident. Then he went out and built $500 million of wealth. But he's got to be exercising. The day we went on his show, because I didn't know who he was, that we're goofing around saying, it's nice that you're no longer a 98-pound weakling. And he just about fell off his chair laughing. I don't know if that was on the air or not. But, I mean, the guy has got, 18 or 19-inch guns and is just, he couldn't be nicer. He couldn't be more wonderful. He happens to be moving into our neighborhood in Scottsdale, Arizona. And he has got like 2 million listeners. And he's got really, because we talk privately, he's got really big things. He's got a destiny. And if you don't have a destiny, I'm going to just give you the one. The last thing we asked for in this book is from my colleague and friend, Peter Demandis. Dr. Demandis says, what are you personally going to do during this decade, this next 10 years, to positively affect 1 billion people? Because most of us never decide to do something like that. And what we're doing with our question book is asking people to break out of COVID confinement by asking penetrating, life-changing questions that'll make your life infinitely more useful, because you and I have to get definite with the infinite so the infinite can get definite with us, because God already gave us everything, right? Yeah. And what he wants us to do, big H, wants us to do is utilize it and fulfill our abundance of health, wealth, love, joy, and money. And that's what we're going to do during the consummate seminar of seminars.
I love it. This is going to be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You guys do not want to miss this. So, Oren, everybody has posted the link. It's just it's scrolling across the bottom as well. formulaeq.com. Go ahead and click on, somebody has posted it in the comments. So click on that. And I mean, a bunch of people posted it in the comments.
By the way, the guy that just came on, Orrin Hudson, is a friend of mine. He happens to be the world's champion chess player, and he's taught all these kids to play chess that are in the get-ho, getting to get-mo. And Orrin, I haven't talked to you in a while, but you got to do movies like Stand and Deliver, where Jaime Escalante made a fortune, and then he taught all the kids to dance, calculus, and they all got into Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Oxford, and Cambridge. And you could do the same thing with chess. And what he's got to do, Orrin, I've never given you an edict before, challenge, but you've got to be able to beat the AI to beat chess. And by the way, I'll just tell you, because I know Preston's son, all of his kids really well, but Orrin, I want you to play chess against his little 9-year-old son, Everett, who happens to be the champion chess player and a precocious kid. So he says, we got it. So now, Press, you got to tell Ev that we got the world's best chess player ready to play with him. And Orrin, I didn't know you were coming on, and I know you can't talk. Love me some, Mark. Love me, baby. Love me. We've been friends for a long time.
Nothing but love for Orrin right now here. That's awesome. That's phenomenal. That's so cool.
Pam's asking a great question. You guys want to respond to that, or you want me to?
Just spread the link. I'm not huge on social media, but I'm mostly on LinkedIn. But if you find me, Preston Weeks, on LinkedIn, I've got 1 million different posts and things on it. It's an energy guy at LinkedIn, or my partner Eldon Hassa, or Formula EQ at LinkedIn. I've got a ton of things that you can share out there. We've got a ton of posts out there in the world that can share, but just to the website, formulaeq.com. And EQ, for those of you who don't know what that is the emotional quotient. There's the intellectual quotient and the emotional quotient. That's the IQ and the EQ. So it's the intellectual intelligence versus emotional intelligence. So that's what we train. My partner and I train at the Formula EQ Academy, is for people to be balanced and centered in their emotional self, because we believe that if you're not balanced from yourself, everything that you do is weak. Everything that you do suffers a little bit in life because you can only be 100% of yourself. So if 10% of yourself is angry or stressed or depressed or sad or pissed off or whatever, it is.
Wow, we just crossed the PG line.
You're off. You're only at 90%. You're only at 90%. PO'd.
I'm just.
I'll pull it back. I'll pull it back. We use harsh letters here.
Oh, wait, what Press is saying about EQ is true. The guy who created EQ at Harvard and I toured all of Asia together, and he says because we're talking about genius here, and EQ, emotional quotient, is that there's 8 kinds of genius. And the trouble with our school system, it only teaches math genius and science genius, but there's a ton of other kind of geniuses. There's music genius, and one of the guys we have in our book Ask, or two of the guys, is one is Ray Charles, who got kicked out of school at 13, and Ray Charles Ray Charles didn't get kicked out. Quincy Jones got kicked out of school at 13 for being irascible because he couldn't study, but he goes study with Ray Charles, becomes phenomenal. The other guy that got sort of evacuated out of school is Ken Foster, who made some other little people that successful, like Barbara Streisand and Quincy Jones and a little woman named Whitney Houston. And what I'm saying to you is that these guys are the best orchestrators in the world, but there's no EQ for that. That's what Preston is so articulating. And that's why it is important that we don't limit our education to academics. I love academic education. I've got a profound academic education. I'm thankful for it, but not everybody can do that. But everybody can come to this podcast, seminar, summit. Everybody will have one of 20. I'll promise you a stack of Bibles. I don't believe in doing it on my mother's grave because she's no longer in it. She light beamed to heaven a long time ago. But I promise you on a stack of Bibles that you will have one of these 20 people hit you so phenomenally, so viscerally, that it'll transform your life. Like the first time I heard a great and inspiring speaker, I just knew that's my right livelihood. Then I was reading books. I said, that's my right livelihood. And I put those two together. And as Ken correctly said, I'm the world's best-selling author according to Guinness Book of Records, having sold way in excess of 500 million books, 318 books. So I really want everybody to come and look, you're going to have the world's best chess player. And I don't know if we're going to let him say hello to everybody there, but Ken, maybe at the end of the day, we'll let the people that came with us that whole time.
I'll have to connect with you and we'll chat. No, it's phenomenal. And exactly what you're talking about. I was at an event earlier this morning speaking to a business group about that, and it's what people learn and don't learn in school, right? It's so narrow in school, and actually, what I learned in school, at least for about 12 years of it, is nothing that I do today. Right? Almost, right? It's all those foundational pieces, so it's a necessity that led me here, and I'm thankful for it. But it didn't teach me how to run a business. It didn't teach me how to overcome sales strategy, to build a marketing plan, to deploy things, how to grow, how to scale, how to raise capital, how to be strong in the face of challenges. And it didn't teach me any of those things. And so that's where people, like the people in this event, the Power of You event, they're here to fill in those gaps. Those are the things that we need to know today. That's the college of today for business people, for people that are out there trying to live, for people that are out there trying to get to the next level, for people that are trying to, succeed or figure out whatever they're doing in that change that just happened, last year. So that's it. This is the way to do it. The education platform that's that gap in the world. And so we're bringing it for free.
I got to add one thing, and Mark, you'll appreciate this. Your counterpart, Jack Canfield, wrote another book.
That name.
You know that guy? So he wrote another book, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and it's called The Success Principles.
It's a great book.
The very first, and here's the reason, it's the very first chapter. Oftentimes you can read just the first chapter or two and you're like, I got it. But like, I've read the whole book, but the first chapter is take 100% responsibility for everything in your life. And they articulate it very, very well in that chapter. And I remember reading that 25 years ago thinking, my God, this is a new concept.
Like, oh, wait, just so you know, Jack was very kind. I'm in that book 43 times. So I'm
wow.
Because I'm almost ready to become a success. I think the world of Dr. Canfield. He is the best.
Yeah, but I think that here's the thing. Like, this is an event that is free, and I've paid, just like you guys have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on your education, and Jim Rohn's quote, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. This is an opportunity for everybody watching and everybody you share this out to attend an event with some of the greatest thought leaders on planet Earth, in the history of planet Earth, that are going to be in here teaching and speaking and helping people grow and become more and get more out of life. So make sure you go to formulaeq.com, take 100% responsibility for your life, and get registered, and then show up to the event and be there, be in attendance. Yep. And like Mark said, take notes and all of that. So,
well, and if you can't, if you can't show up, or if you can't take notes, then for $39, if you go and you click on a thing, it'll give you an option to buy the immersive experience. And that's the AI that I was talking about from SOAR. So you get the AI experience. So you'll get the video of the event, you get the audio of the event, you get the transcription of the event. The transcription is searchable. And so you type in whoever you want to go back in to listen to, and it pops up all the transcripts of their talks. And then you just touch it. It drops you right back into where you were, and you learn that thing. So I still want you to take notes because it helps you to remember it, but we've got your back. If you want to dive in and go, deeper with all the things that you learn, you can buy that experience. It's $39. That's just kind of what it cost us to put it together. But we're here to serve. That's it. I'm making lasting change. I'm making real difference in this event. We're putting solutions that will stick with you for the rest of your life. And I want to tell you something real quick. So I was working with the program. So I uploaded my Zoom meetings. This is interesting. I saved myself 10 hours of work yesterday. And I want to tell you how I did it. So this technology that if you get with the event, you can connect it to your Zoom account. And so all of your Zoom accounts, all your videos on your Zoom show up recorded and transcribed and searchable. And so I had to go back to a client meeting. I had 10 hours of video with this client, and I was like, had to find this, piece of information on oxidative, stress. And I didn't know what day we met. I didn't want to spend 10 hours doing it. I didn't want to pay staff to go find it. So I load it in this thing, pop it up. I type in oxidative stress. It outlines the whole conversation that we talked about. I tap on it and just re-listen to it again. Got all my information. It saved me 10 hours. So it's mind-blowing. It's amazing.
Wow. That's really cool.
Not even the speakers that you're going to learn from. That's what we're bringing as an idea. I literally had a dream in the middle of the night to put this into the event. And I woke up, I called Paul Allen, and I said, hey, Paul, I've got this crazy idea. Can we do this? And I also need you to speak at my event. And he's like, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'll do it. All right, let's do it. Go ahead. And
wow.
So Paul is, just to hitchhike on what Press said, Paul is a brilliant guy. He's an AI guy, an artificial intelligence guy. And ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence is what you got when you punch in what address you want to go to. Like, if I want to go to Ken's house, I punch in my computer and it says, it take me 718 hours to walk from here to his house. I mean, it tells you all that stuff. But Paul's doing it he started with Ancestry.com because all of us need to know our ancestry, right? And I've got a book coming out called How to Speed Write Your Autobiography, which should go along with that. But it comes out next 2 weeks. The point I'm making is you don't want to miss Paul. there's nowhere else that you're going to be able to interact with him except at our seminar, because Press and Ken and I can all call Paul. Most of you, except on these 2 days, are not going to have a chance to interface with some of the extraordinary people, and they're lovely, wonderful people. Now, isn't it they don't want to talk to everybody? But I'll just talk, and I don't talk for Paul. But I'll bet he gets, like I do, 300 telephone calls a day, and you go through them and you go, oh man, I want to talk to all those people. You can't. It's not accessible anymore. If you become a billionaire like he is, you sort of have to siphon through the stuff. And some of you say, well, I got exactly what he needs. Well, I'm sure you got exactly what my hero Elon Musk needs. And I've got a few things for Elon Musk too. I want to do the boring company. I own a company called Natural Power Concepts. We'll take all the water in the ocean, desal back to the ocean, leave the salt there, take it and flood California where it needs water, because we're drought stricken right now. But the point is, what did Elon Musk do? Every time he's gotten stopped, right? The governor of California says, you will not make any more cars because of COVID. He immediately says, no, that's what the governor says. What do I think? He says, I will call 3M company and say, hey, you're not able to make all the ventilators you want. I have the manpower. I got the 3D printing. I got the metal. I got 90,000 employees. I want to work. So he did make all the ventilators that America needed during a COVID crisis. But what else did he do? He made 90,000 cars. He became the richest man in the world. But not only did he do that, he kept asking questions like we teach in our book, Ask. And he said, well, wait a second. Could I change a battery to a flat battery? He found a company called, I think it's Maxwell. They make graphene batteries that they roll out flat. And he says, it's going to be littler than your thumbnail, and you can go look at it on Netflix. Then he says, wait a second. I could have an automatic car so people won't even have to drive anymore, and we won't have any more accidents because we got more AI than ever. He's the only guy with 20 billion miles of AI. None of the other car companies did it, not Toyota, not Ford, not. And he said, wait a second, could we fly the cars? Because now we're building it with graphene. Graphene is as little as my thumbnail, as thin as my thumbnail. So it's so light, so cheap, so inexpensive that we're going to have cars. We're going to be like, I think it was the Flintstones that you'll fly. I'll press in. I want to go to Preston's house in Gilbert. I just get in the car, punch in the thing, and go, pew, and I'll be there in 2 minutes rather than 45 minutes or an hour. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All by question. And that's the kind of people you're going to be listening to at this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
I need one of those too for our filming day next time, so I can pop up to get the filming done and back next time.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. Well, hey, everybody, make sure you go over, register at formulaeq.com. If you guys are up for it, go ahead and drop that link in the comments for me one more time, please. Just drop the link, formulaeq.com. Make sure you put the www in front of it so it's clickable in the comments. That'll make it easier for everybody watching now and the replay to just click it and go over and get registered. And Phil is registered and upgraded. And
nice.
Look, Pam is such a sweetheart. I love Pam. She bought it as well. She upgraded.
I love it.
Eldon, you know this Eldon guy?
Oh, I've heard of him before. Yeah.
He says people will learn the latest method to allow you to take control of your lives, feel empowered, motivated, learn how to live on purpose, manifest your goals, dreams, hopes, desires, no matter what else happens in the outside world. And I agree with my friend Eldon, because it's not out there. It's in here that counts. And the reason I told you the Elon Musk story is because everyone knows Elon Musk is the best, thinker on the planet, best engineer, scientist, and richest guy off and on in the world. The point is, he spends his time inside and manifests and materializes outside, just like Eldon was suggesting.
That's
Eldon's incredible. Eldon's a speaker at the event for those, and he's my business partner at Formula EQ, for those of you who don't know, and he's absolutely phenomenal. Look him up. He'll be there on Thursday and Friday, along with everyone else. And, we're going to change the world. Literally, we will change the world with this event. We will make a massive wave of change with people, and people's lives will be improved. People's lives will be better. And that will make a bigger change than we can even see today. And that's what I'm so excited for.
That's awesome. And I am honored. I mean, honored to be a speaker at this event as well. So, Renee, do you want to answer that for Renee?
Yes, the event will be recorded and available to purchase, press.
Yeah. So that's the $39. The whole experience you get the recordings, you get everything. We even threw a ton of bonuses in there too. You know, you get a free copy of the book, How to Be Up and Down Times, e-copy, and a couple of other things. We're gonna anyone that will give us a bonus, we're gonna just give it away. You know, with that, because we want to help people. That's what we're here to do. I am serious about it. I really mean it. Like I no joke. We're going to make a big change in people's lives.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. I'll give away my book, my first book.
All right.
I didn't know about that. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, anything else you guys want to add, or should we wrap it up?
I think this has been wonderful. I'm thankful that you all were listening out there and listening to the three of us. But remember, the big days are just 2 days from now. It's going to be the most wonderful, life transformative experience. When I went to that first meeting at National Speaker Association and I sat with the greatest thinker speakers on the planet, I said, I don't know how, I don't know what I have to do, but I'm going to be one of them. And now, 50 years later, I are one.
That's all. And you're an incredible one too. So, all right. Well, everybody go to formulaeq.com, get registered. There's a link at the top. Click on that. Go get registered. It's free to register. You can spend $39 and upgrade. So you have the AI and the recording and the bonuses and everything. So go get registered now. It's free.
Come join us. Join the movement. It's a movement, kind of like Eldon was messaging here. I mean, it's something like we're all doing this together to just uplift everyone. It's awesome. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
It's incredible. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Appreciate all of you. Eldon, thank you for being a partner in this and kicking butt and making all this happen, man. That's awesome. So you guys all have an awesome evening, and Mark and Preston, hang on real quick, and we will see you all later. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you Thursday and Friday.